I mean, this is unprecedented levels of depressed. I mean, I don't even know how to feel right now. Oh, jeez, okay. I mean, this is terrible. This is terrible.
I don't think they'll sit back consistently.
Here they come again.
This is the lowest I think the Chiefs have been in quite a while, man.
There's a flag down at the line of scrimmage as the pass is to an open Travis Kelce, who flings it back over to Tony.
I think this is the lowest point that we've been in possibly since acquiring Patrick Mahomes.
My goodness, this is going for a touchdown.
This is really bad, okay? We're sitting at 8-5 right now, and I'm willing to bet that quite a few of those 8 wins were basically won by our defense. I mean, that is how poor our offense has played this season, and it hasn't even been like terrible. It's just we don't have the ability, it seems like, to get it done like we used to. You know, it's really stressful, and on top of it, it's also been the officiating, man. You know. And I know I've said this before, you know, I said it after the Packers game where Kadarius Toney was obviously penalized on. You know, I just don't like to blame the officials. That's never been me. You know, I've never been the type to do that. I know there are a lot of fans out there who point fingers and, oh man, this needs to change, this referee needs to quit. That's never been me. You know, that's never been the type of fan that I've enjoyed. You know, I just don't think that's right. I don't think that's right of me to do, to say, hey, it's the officials' fault that we lost. But, oh my God. Like, are you kidding me with this? I mean, this is just, it's getting ridiculous. It's getting absurd. I mean, this is like D Ford, you know, a couple of inches offsides level of just, this is ridiculous. If it were any other play, I mean, this is something that a lot of people don't understand, you know? Players line up offsides so frequently. I mean, it happens probably 10 to 20 times every single game. I mean, do you know how many times that a player has been called for offsides on the offensive side of the ball so far this season? It's only happened 11 times. And 8 of those times, it was on, you know, Philly's little push-tush that they like to do, okay? The fact that that was called at that point in time in the game, especially after Kadarius Toney did exactly what he was supposed to do, check with the officials. Okay, I'm not saying that he wasn't offside, because he was. Okay, he was certainly lined up offside. There's no question about that. But the fact that that was called in that moment, you know, I just find it so ridiculous. I find it so absurd. Not only did it crush, you know, our chances of winning that game, but it completely erased one of the greatest plays that we'll ever see in NFL history. I mean, I'm down here right now. I don't even know how to feel. You know, this is just really, really sad. You know, obviously, Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid had a few things to say during that post-game press conference.
It's the call, man. Just in that moment, I mean, it's not even for myself or for me. It's just I know how much everybody puts into this game, and for it to happen on the flag change the outcome of a game. In that moment, I mean, I've played 7 years and never had offense all sides called. I mean, that's elementary school. We talk about. I mean, you point to the ref, do all that different type of stuff, and it doesn't get called. And if it does, they warn you, and there was no warning.
You know, it was a heck of a football game down at the end. Very disappointed that it ended the way it did. And normally, I'll get. I never use any of this as excuses, but normally I get a warning before something like that happens in a big game. A bit embarrassing in the National Football League for that to take place.
I find it absurd that people are putting this label on Patrick Mahomes. Oh, he's a crybaby, he's a loser, you know, unsportsmanlike, you know? That I just find so ridiculous. He has been an absolute class act all season, okay? Despite, you know, his receivers not catching passes, the officiating being terrible, you know, his offensive line at times not being able to, you know, help him out. He has been a class act through it all, you know? And never once did you see somebody going out and saying, hey, man, this guy Patrick Mahomes, he is carrying himself with just such confidence. He's given, just a lot of humbleness. I mean, that's just the way that he's always been, But nobody gives him credit for that. But he has one game where he gets, really emotional. Obviously, it's a, it's a big moment. The fact that play was erased from NFL history in that way. I mean, that is something that, really got him riled up and upset. And understandably so. But now all of a sudden, people are slapping this label on him. I just find it really, really absurd and really, really upsetting that that's the case. Because, I mean, like Patrick Mahomes, that's just not the player he is. But because he did this, he reacted in this way. All of a sudden, man, he's not a very selfless player. He must be a selfish guy. Not very sportsmanlike. I mean, it's unfortunate, man. It's really, really unfortunate. I think our defense in that game, we played pretty good overall, as we have been, over the past, pretty much the entirety of this season. We did a really good job in the second half of shutting them down. And, our offense, man. Our offense just hasn't been able to get it done. I mean, we had more dropped passes in this game, and believe me, I was at the stadium, Kadarius Toney was hearing it from us Chiefs fans, I'll tell you that. And I'll also tell you, man, nobody was happy at the end of that game. I mean, it was really, really rough. I mean, every single fan in that stadium was really, really upset, I mean, this is just the lowest we've been. This is the lowest we've been as Chiefs fans in quite a few years, But with that being said, looking at this realistically, the Chiefs, man, we're a shoo-in for the playoffs. We've got some great guys in our locker room, man. If we can put it together for this last part of the season, we've got a really, really easy schedule coming up, man. If we can handle these next 4 games, cruise our way to the playoffs, I think with us being the Kansas City Chiefs, man, we've won 2 Super Bowls in the past 4 seasons. We've made it to the AFC Championship game 5 years in a row. Or actually, no, it's been 5 years in a row. We've hosted every single one of those games. I mean, we just got to get there. That's kind of the mentality I'm at right now. We just got to get to the postseason. We got to do what we do best. So, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next Chiefs chat. Hopefully, I'll be in a little bit of a better mood. Peace out.